Most guys think their problem with women is attraction, confidence, or communication, but that's not really it. The real issue is confusion. You get confused when she says she wants you but acts distant. You get confused when one day she's all over you and the next, she's pulling back like you did something wrong. You get confused when she says you're special, but then she's out giving her attention to other guys like it's nothing. But here's the thing. That confusion doesn't mean you're weak or broken. It means you've been lied to about how this works. You've been told that women will reward you for effort, kindness, and consistency. But that's not how attraction works. You can't win this game by treating it like a logical process. The truth is, women don't operate logically when it comes to love and relationships. They operate emotionally. And emotions are not stable. They're moment to moment. When she says she loves you, she means it in that moment. When she says she can't imagine her life without you, she believes that in the present. But emotions don't come with long-term contracts. They come in waves. And if you expect the same wave to hit the shore forever, you're setting yourself up for pain. You've got to stop listening to her words like they're promises and start treating them like weather reports. Today it's sunny, tomorrow it might rain. The difference between men who suffer and men who win is that the ones who win don't. Try to control the weather, they build strong foundations that don't get destroyed when storms come. You stop being confused the moment you stop expecting emotional consistency from someone who's wired for emotional variety. Watch what she does, not what she says. That's where the truth lives. The reason most guys get trapped in this cycle is because they believe that if they can just say the right thing, fix the situation, or explain themselves better, they'll finally get clarity. But that's not how it works. You don't get clarity by chasing her explanations. You get clarity by watching her actions. A woman can tell you she loves you and still flake on your plans. She can call you her person and still ignore your texts when something more exciting pops up. Why? Because emotion drives her, not logic. And here's the hard truth. Sometimes she doesn't even know why she's pulling away. Sometimes she's confused herself, following emotional impulses that don't make sense even to her. And the worst thing you can do in that moment is try to pin her down with logic. Pressing her for reasons, demanding explanations, or worse, trying to fix it for her. That's how you lose, because women don't connect through interrogation. They connect through energy. When you press for clarity, you're bringing masculine logic into an emotional situation. And that disconnect pushes her further away. The solution isn't to chase her feelings, it's to lead with your own. It's to show emotional leadership by being calm, collected, and grounded no matter what she's doing. She pulls back, you stay steady. She's unsure, you remain sure of yourself. You don't ride her emotional waves, you anchor them. And the more you show that emotional strength, the more respect you earn. Respect is what leads to attraction, not explanations, not begging, not proving your worth. Respect. When she feels your grounded energy, it draws her in because it feels safe, strong, and rare. Most guys break under emotional pressure. You won't. That's how confusion dies, not through words, but through unwavering presence. One of the biggest traps men fall into is thinking that being the nice guy is enough to win a woman's heart. They think that by being stable, consistent, and always available, they'll eventually be chosen. But here's the reality most don't want to face. Consistency alone doesn't create desire. Women don't just want comfort. They want to feel something. They want emotional variety, contrast, polarity. That's why the guys who create tension, mystery, and a little unpredictability are the ones who keep women hooked. The predictable guy is safe, but he's also boring. And when a woman feels bored, her emotions guide her elsewhere. Not because she's evil or cruel, but because emotional stimulation is how she feels alive. And here's where most good guys fail. They think they did something wrong when she pulls away. When really, she just stopped feeling that emotional spark. You have to stop thinking that steady effort alone will keep her attention. She doesn't. Want a robot who shows up with flowers on schedule? She wants to feel like she's winning your attention, not like it's being handed to her on a plate. When you're too available, too easy to read, too eager to please, you lose your edge. And once that edge is gone, her emotional compass starts drifting towards someone or something that makes her feel uncertain, curious, or challenged. That's why mystery matters. That's why emotional contrast matters. She needs to feel like she's getting to know you layer by layer, not all at once. And the moment you understand that her attraction isn't built on comfort alone, but on emotional depth and dynamic energy, you'll stop confusing effort with success. You won't be the guy begging for attention. You'll be the one she's constantly thinking about, wondering if she's earned your full focus yet. Most guys don't realize that women test men all the time, often without even knowing they're doing it. Every delayed text, every mood swing, every moment of emotional distance is usually a test not to manipulate you, but to feel your strength. She wants to know if you're going to crumble when she's unpredictable. She wants to know if you'll beg when she pulls back. And most guys fail because they respond emotionally to her emotions. If she gets cold, they get needy. If she pulls away, they chase. But the moment you chase, you lose her respect. And once that respect is gone, attraction follows. Women want to feel your emotional leadership. They want to feel like you're not shaken by their storms. That's what keeps them coming back, not because you force them to, but because your presence feels like home. You have to stop taking her emotional swings personally. It's not always about you. Sometimes she's testing her own feelings. Sometimes life is stressing her out, and sometimes she's just unsure. But your job isn't to solve her emotions, it's to lead with yours. Most men think they'll win her over by over-explaining how much they care, by promising the world, by making emotional confessions. But those words don't land unless she's already emotionally activated by your energy. You don't speak your way into her heart. You create a feeling that draws her there, naturally. Emotional confessions don't build the bridge. Emotional strength does. Lead with calmness. Lead with presence. Lead by showing her that no matter how emotional she gets, you're unshaken. The moment she realizes she can't move you with emotional chaos is the moment she starts leaning into you with trust and respect. That's the real key to making her choose you without games or confusion. The moment you stop fearing the loss of a woman is the moment you take back your power. Most men fall into the trap of needing her more than she needs them, and that imbalance destroys attraction. She doesn't want to be your center. She doesn't want to be the reason you stop focusing on your mission, your goals, or your growth. A woman wants to be drawn into your world, not become your entire world. And when you make her your emotional lifeline, you stop being attractive and start being a burden. That's why women pull away from guys who overgive, who explain too much, who always try to fix things. It's not because they don't appreciate kindness. It's because that energy screams neediness, and neediness kills desire. The right woman doesn't need you to chase her. She doesn't need long speeches about why you care. She needs to feel your strength without you having to prove it. If you don't convince her with words, you make her feel it through your calm, steady presence. If she's inconsistent, flaky, or playing games, you don't punish her, and you don't lecture her. You just remove your energy. Silence is more powerful than any speech you could give. That silence shows that you respect yourself more than you need her approval. And the right women will feel that and be drawn closer. It's not because you manipulated them, but because your energy speaks for itself. Your new rule is simple. If it brings confusion, it's not for you. Love isn't supposed to feel like emotional chaos. Real love feels clear, steady, and secure. From now on, you don't explain your worth, you'll live it. Chase, you lead. And that's how you stop playing games and start being the man she respects, desires, and chooses.